Come on in. Well, I hope you like that. That was inspired by Bobby, who put it up and dumped the Mountain Dew. If you haven't been into the sprint group to see it, go take a peek. But, I just wanted you to see the contrast. We live in contrast. There's having and not having. There's being and doing and not doing. Lisa, it brought you to tears. It did me too. Catherine, you can tell. I can tell too. We have an opportunity at any moment to totally flip that switch. Be open, be listening, be hearing. And today is Wise Women's Wednesdays, and we're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about that because for today, I want to talk about suffering, because it's interesting watching everybody in the sprint and seeing how everybody is reacting to this and just the different things that people, like I'm looking at Fawn, she's using the L-glutamine. I'm looking at everybody who is doing things that are so positive, and that is the juxtaposition between having what you want and not having what you want, because they're doing. And I want to talk about that today. But first, I hope you like that. And hey, share, if you're watching it, we love you. You inspired a big, huge group of women who are getting rid of stuff that is causing inflammation in their bodies and clearing it. If you're a part of the sprint group, go to savingdinner.com/sprint. If you're not, you will get an invitation to the sprint group on Facebook, and you have to see the pictures. I mean, the pictures are crazy. You should see Marla's ankles are beautiful. You can see everybody. She showed her ankles and her toes. She showed her skinny fingers. Everybody has something to share. And this is we're just starting day 3. How fantastic is that? I'm so proud of absolutely everyone. It is so great and so wonderful. So one of the things I want to tell you now is to share, because when you share, you care. And you're bringing women along who are just like you, who are saying, hey, you know what? I'm sick of the inflammation. I'm sick of living this suffering style of life, and I want more. I want you to think for a minute, because, I was telling Mark this morning, he was so sweet. He said he was just being so incredibly supportive. He always is. See, it's making me cry. But just how, he said, you're changing lives and saving lives. And yes, we are. This is what it's about, because this is such important information. But I want for you to understand that what I said to him was, we don't want to, I'm not sitting here with, you know, fake boobs and ripped abs and showing off my body to you. I'm sitting here as a real woman who has children, and just, I want to be there for them. I want to be there for my future grandchildren. And I don't want to just be there sitting in a wheelchair with an oxygen tank. I want to be there on the floor playing with them. I want my life to be that rich, and we can be. You know, just because you're aging, it's a myth that aging is going to put you into a degenerative state. What will put you into a degenerative state is years and years and years and years and years of inflammation. Years of inflammation. What will put you into a degenerative state is not taking care of yourself, not having the nutrition that your body needs, and instead pushing all that crap into your body that's going to destroy it. And excuse me if I get a little bit, you know, emotional about this, but this is important. This is your life we're talking about. And wise women pay attention. Wise women pay attention. And I'm so honored that you're here, and I'm honored that you're taking this challenge and just embracing it with both arms. So we are not bikini models. No, we're not. You know what we are? We're real women who have real rich lives, who want more, and who want to be there for the next generation. Yeah, that's what we want. And we get to do that. We get to do that. We have a plan to do it, and we're following it. And I'm watching and reading all this stuff, and I can't tell you. I can't even keep mascara on. It's making me cry. And I appreciate and thank you for trusting me to help guide you on this journey, because Lisa said it right. Real women who aren't perfect, but powerful. Because we're not pathetic anymore, are we? We've given that up. So, if you are keeping track of things, now, some women have bagged their scale for the week. Great. Some women have not. That's fine too. I've lost 4. I feel like I can see it in my jawline. I'm weighing myself. I just want to see how I'm doing. It's just me, and that's fine. And other people are bagging their scale for the week. We had one gal, Jenny, who she said, "Hey, I threw my scale away a long time ago, but I measured and I'm down 4 inches already. 4 inches after 2 days. Hello. Isn't that so good?" Lucy said, "I feel so wonderful." Same here. Me too. Tammy, I'm so thankful. Catherine's husband's lost 3 pounds. Come on, you guys. This is fantastic. Let's celebrate all of this. This is success. This is success. And Lucy's is bagged per her doctor. Listen to your doctor. Especially, Lucy, I really love your doctor, by the way. You've got a good one. You've got somebody who's working with you. That's what you want. You want a partner. You don't want MD to stand for medical deity, right? All right, so here you go. And I just want to show everybody, I am giving myself a gold star for yesterday. Okay? Look, gold star. And I plan on giving myself a gold star every single day because I'm tracking everything. I'm writing it all down. And when you track and you write down the things that you track and measure is when you can see the success. You need a starting point. This is, just think of it as your GPS. Without a GPS, what happens? You lose track. You lose track. You don't know where you are. And if you don't know where you are, you can't start. So we need to know where we are. That's what we're doing right now. We are doing that, and we are getting good at all of this, and we're keeping track. Proud of Autumn. Thank you, Autumn, so much for sharing. Sharing is caring. And Autumn has been sharing about our Facebook lives, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate when you guys share this. And this is the winning thing. You know, I am looking for a winner every single week to send out a book. I think I've got 2 more left, and I will be sending it out to the person who shares. When you share and you say something about this, it helps. Okay, it helps because then it tells somebody that I'm just not sharing this random video. I'm saying, hey, I want you to listen to Leanne Ely. She's guiding me on this thing and she's helping me out. That's all. Just bring in your friends. Aren't we worth it? Aren't we worth the time? And I'll tell you something. The power of community cannot be overstated right now. The power of community. If you don't believe me, go Go out there and go take a look. Go take a look at what is going on in our Sprint Facebook group. It's mind blowing. And I can hardly keep up with the comments. There's so many coming. And there's pictures of food. There's pictures of ankles. There's pictures of fingers. There's pictures of faces. I love it. I think it's so terrific. Beverly said she lost 2.5 pounds. Hey, listen, you know what? We're not like losing all this massive, we're losing a lot of inflammation, and then the weight is going to come. And I promise you, we are going to keep sliding it off. I've got plans. I've got ideas. I'm going to share about supplements. I am not going to just say 7 days, see ya. Don't worry. I've got your backs, ladies. I've got your backs. I will help you through all of this, okay? So Wise Women Wednesdays. So what I'm trying to do is every day give you a little bit of something. I'm trying to get you on track and keep you there so that you're getting all the stuff that you need. And one of the things that struck me was I had an email that came into customer service, by the way. I don't know what WFPB is, so you have to tell me, Shar, what that is. Whole foods, plant-based. Aha! Yes, it can. You just basically do everything that we're doing, and all you need to do is use a vegetable broth instead and choose your protein. That's it. And you're still getting your veggies. The only thing that's not going to happen for you is you're not going to go as low carb as we are going, and you might not lose the weight like we are, but you should have you should be all right. Okay, so let's just do that. I don't know what to tell you about that, Margaret. I got it. Allergies, no problems. If you need a little more clarification, send an email into support@savingdinner.com. And by the way, speaking of that, if you would like a question answered this Friday, the nutritionist is in, and I come in at 1 o'clock. We go from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. That's Eastern time, of course, for a full hour, and I answer all your questions. Again, just remember, I am a nutritionist. I have been for 25 years. I am a well-educated nutritionist. I keep up on the latest research. I read continually. But I am not a doctor. So if you send in emails asking about, well, I've got this, that, and the other thing going on medically, and I'm taking all these drugs, I cannot help you. You need to really speak with your doctor. Even though I've had a lot more nutrition in training than your doctor, I promise you that's probably the truth. I still, get your doctor's approval. We've got the sprint going on. Intermittent fasting is safe to do long term, yes, as long as you're listening to your body. What I hope, my big hope, you know what my big outcome is for this? I want to see you, 1, lose the inflammation, and 2, start trusting in your inner nutritional guru. Be powerful women. Quit listening to all these weight loss gurus out there. I'm telling you, they are full of it. A lot of them are. Well, I mean, a lot of them have done great work, and believe me, I know a lot of them, and I will never say whatever. I just don't want to see you forever on diets. I want to see you walk out the door and be able to do things. Now, I keep plans. I've got a lot of different plans that you can use. These plans are like training grounds. And my expectation afterwards is that you can go out and do it yourself. And that you're listening to your body. You're adjusting even my plan as you need to. This is what's going to help you to become all that you can possibly be. All right? Doesn't that make sense? All right. So this is how you win the book. Friday, we are going to be having our fabulous question and answer. So send in your emails to support@savingdinner.com. And if it's freezing up, there's nothing I can do, you guys. I'm doing the best that I can with the connection that I have, and just, reboot it, okay? And also, yes, Marla's right. The YouTube will be fine. So unless the difficulty's on your ends, okay? Fawn, very good. I hate the ones that promote eat whatever you want and still lose weight. Yes. I'm sick of the hawkers out there that are they're out to make a buck off your backside. I'm sorry. It happens all the time. That is part and parcel of the whole thing. What you need to do for you is to get in touch with your own inner nutritional guru. And I know this. I know Marla's a little bit, not 100%, but I do know it a lot. So I made itty bitty little tiny changes to her program just so you can say, so it will work for her. Okay? There you go. All right. Well, listen, if it's working for Marla, then it's working. She has better internet than I do. I was loving working at her house yesterday. So there you go. Anyway, for today, I want to talk about suffering, because suffering is an option. It is not mandated. And that's not to say that we don't go through pain. That's not to say that something won't happen in our lives that causes, awful pain or whatever. But it's optional. And a lot of times it's self-inflicted. So let's talk about that, okay? Because I just want you to start thinking about these things. Because what you think about, you bring about. And how you switch and change things, how you do things, is how we switch gears entirely. It's how we, move the train down the track that we want to go. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute, because I got something really interesting about that. So suffering, the definition for suffering is being in pain or distress. Listen to this. And being in pain, inconvenience, or loss. Now, when I was going through and looking at the comments this morning on our sprint thing, I noticed some people were just talking about the resistance that they had inside of them, who were thinking, I can't give up my pudding, my coffee pudding. That's what Robert calls it, and I think that's totally the right word, with all the sweetener, whatever it is, and all the creamer, whatever that is, and my insistence of dumping them for two reasons. One, to keep you in a fasted mode, and for two, use your magic wand and touch your nose. I did do that. I did that beginning of the show. Use my magic wand and touch. Oh. Okay, I'm touching my nose again, and nothing happened. I already did it. So, okay. But so where was I with that? So the whole thing, the pudding, getting rid of that sugar and getting rid of any kind of sweetener, fake, stevia, natural, whatever, and going into drinking just black coffee or black tea or whatever it is that you drink first thing in the morning, you know what happens? Is that you start to get rid of the sugar dysregulation. Sugar dysregulation comes when your body takes in some kind of sweet flavor. And sometimes what happens is that your body is going to say, oh, I taste sweet, therefore here comes the insulin, here comes, and it's just, in other words, your brain thinks it, and so your body changes it. That's why I want you to get rid of it. When you get rid of it and you just have black coffee, first of all, you're not going to interrupt your fast. And second of all, you are also going to be getting rid of something that is starting the day with inflammation. Why would we do that? We don't want to do that. So that's a big thing. The second thing that you need to look at is that suffering brings in the aspect of unintelligent thinking. And I'm reading this book called The Power of Decision right now. And this is in the chapter 1, the second sentence, and he says this. I just think this is great. Unintelligence functioning in human consciousness produces wrong decisions. Now, can anybody relate to that? That unintelligent thinking will lead you to a wrong decision? Unintelligent thinking would be, I am going to go eat, fill in the blank, you whatever your comfort food is. It's going to make you do that. And then you think about what that is. It's 1 minute of pleasure, maybe. It's the anticipation. It's the eating of it. It's that 1 minute of pleasure. And then you get all that guilt that you can live with. How much guilt is that? It's tons. You get all that guilt that you can live with, and then you get the consequence of what you sit on. So think about how really unintelligent that is, because it's this much pleasure for this much pain. So that's pretty intense when you start to think of it that way. As a result of these wrong decisions, people limit themselves with sickness, financial strain, family quarrels, and frustration, all of which are unnecessary. Okay? All of which are unnecessary. So this book was written way back in the 60s too. It's a fascinating book, and I'm really loving it. And I just want you to bring you into this place, because suffering is powerlessness, and it's pitiful, and it's unnecessary. And that is not to negate the fact that we all have something that has caused us suffering. I mourned when my mother died. That was a suffering thing. But I also knew that living in that suffering state, and I'm talking about mourning, and I have friends who've lost children, and we need to even take all of that suffering. It cannot become the blanket and the shroud that we live in, and we need to be able to still take that and not dishonor it, but also live in the place of where we are able to function. And your timeline's different than mine, whatever. I still have a little, something will happen, and I'll have this little ping of pain because of losing my mother and wishing she were here. And I have that moment. It happens, right? This is part of our human experience. But if we're still here, we still have a purpose. And that needs to be the intelligent thinking that we hang our hats on. And that's critically important. So, in other words, there is always a choice, even amongst the pain. There is always a choice. And I hope whoever is hearing this right now is understanding that I am not dismissing your pain at all. Never. I'm trying to bring you back into this land of your life so that you can have it. And so that's the extreme side of it. But the pain, but the suffering that we think we're in when we're making different food choices is all a matter of really unintelligent thinking, because the suffering is on the back end of that and on the back end of what we're sitting on. And we have an opportunity at all times to simply say no. What changes things is when we get to the place of making a new decision. And that new decision is predicated on action. You can't just say, let me give you an example. If Marla said, I flipped the switch, it's the salt, I get it, it's the salt. But she was walking around with a salt shaker and, jamming salt all over her food. There's no action there. She hadn't taken a new action. When you flip the switch, you take a new action. When you flip the switch, you make a different decision. When you flip the switch, you're not in limbo. You're not moving. You are moving. You are correcting your path. So here's what you need to do. You need to do something. I'm going to give you 7 things. You can write them down if you want. 7 things to move you out of suffering and into action, to take control of your life, because you're strong, right? You are a strong woman. And I will say this too, because I had an email of somebody saying, I'm just I'm just not motivated. I don't have I'm waiting for motivation. Motivation, I promise you, if you sit on your butt and you wait for motivation, you're going to be sitting on your butt waiting for motivation, and cobwebs will grow on you. The way to get motivated, the way to get confidence, the way to get something happening in your life is to do something different. It's to make a different choice. To make a different choice, it drums up everything. It changes the physiology in your brain. It changes the physiology in your body. We know that. We're going up and down the stairs. We're doing our flights. We're saying no to sugar, and we're eating our soup and our veggies instead. We're doing all these different things. We're changing our physiology. Yeah, we're getting rid of the inflammation, but we're also getting rid of the inflammation that's in our brain. So there's 7 things. Yes, I thank you, Marla. Marla did 7 things. So what are they? Number 1, do something. Do something that is toward what you want. That's your motivation. And after you do it, you will have the confidence. So be courageous. Do it. You have nothing to lose. Do something. Number 1. Number 2, acknowledge it. Oh, I feel like I'm suffering here. And talk to yourself. Have a little conversation. What's going on? Right? What is going on? Acknowledge it, file it, and then move on back to your action step, and just be looking at the direction that you want to go. That's what it is. And then there's this thing called point and call. Okay, so this is really interesting. In Japan, they have a train system. and they were having some accidents. And so some experts came in and saying, well, what's going on here? And they had, their checklist of things that they needed to do. And they found that when they pointed and called out what it was that needed to be done, then guess what happened? When they pointed it out and called out what needed to be done, the accident levels went down to like by 85%. I believe that's what it is, but someone can correct me if I'm wrong. That's fine. But this is what I want you to do. Because when we use more of our senses, okay, when we use our senses, when we can smell the soup cooking, Marla was talking about how delicious the soup was. She chopped it up, she made the soup, she ate it, all the senses, and she could smell it cooking. All your senses are going. When all of your senses are going, your body is adapted to all of it. Your body adapts and just says, yes, this is my experience, this is what I want. So when you point and call something out, for example, this is something that I would be doing. I'm looking at eating this food. This is crazy. This is garbage. This is garbage. I don't need this. I'm calling it out. This is what they did with the train stations. They would say, we are turning left. And then they'd point and they'd say, we're turning left. They would yell out, we are turning left. And everybody was alerted to that they were turning left. So nobody left out their step. Now we do this with our brains and we can do it. I call it mirror therapy. And this is when you're in your low place. This is when you're feeling kind of weak. And you know what? We're all weenies. At the crux of it, we all get that. We all have a place of just going, but look at yourself in the mirror and just say, I am worth it. I am strong enough. I can do this. So point and call out what it is that needs pointing and calling out, and say it out loud. Even if your family thinks you're an absolute lunatic, who cares? It's worth it. And then write out your affirmations. The I ams are huge. I am strong enough. I am worth it. Write out all of it because you can do this. You're a woman who has the choice of being powerful or pitiful, and you're here choosing powerful. So write it out. Put it down. Put it on a 3x5 card. Put it on your mirror. Do whatever you need. But don't be a part of that craziness. You can do it. And then breathe. Breathing is powerful. Sit down and take 5 deep breaths. Close your eyes and think and visualize in your head of what you want. If you see yourself 100 pounds thinner, do it. Do it. Be that courageous woman who sits there and thinks about that. See yourself in your mind. Feel what it feels like to put on those jeans that fit you, that are maybe jeans you don't have in your closet yet, but feel that. Feel what it feels like to sit on the floor and play with your grandchildren instead of saying, you only have to come up to the couch. Grandma can't get down there. Feel all of it. Feel the feelings. See the vision. Smell your soup cooking again and know that you have changed. You have turned the corner. See it. And then number 6, be a part of a supportive community. How does anybody do this alone? How can you be a lone ranger? We need each other. I don't know if you've noticed this, but we need each other. Look at how many people are here. Look how many people are sharing this video and bringing their friends in because we are a community. We are a community of powerful women who've changed their mind and are now changing their lives because of making a decision that's right. Do you like that? I love that. And then create a phrase for yourself, a comfort phrase for yourself that just resonates with your very soul. If it's I am strong enough, it's I am strong enough. If it is I am powerful enough, it is I am powerful enough. Do it. Write it out. Put it on your bathroom mirror and start believing. Say it out loud. Point it out. Call it out. Isn't that great? We have the power to do that. I don't know about you, but that's what makes my world go around. And I appreciate your support and all your love. Boy, you guys, I didn't even ask you for hearts and you sent them to me. Lucy said, this is my first community and I love it. Of course you do. Lucy, you are an important part of this community. You know, each one of you who are in this community are a valued member. You know, we're all in there. I might be guiding you on this journey, but I'm in it too. I mean, I don't know. I can see it in my face. I'm doing it too. We're in it together and we have each other's backs. That's the important thing. And we're cheering each other on. If somebody stumbles, we're all there to pick her up. Nobody falls nobody goes away in our care. You know, and it's like poor Bobby. I was just like, wah, freaking out, like, call your doctor, your blood sugar's too low, blah, blah, blah. You know, I am a mama bear. I am going to take care of you. I'm doing the best, my best to make sure that nobody falls. And I love it. Somebody just said, I am doing the 4-minute workout as you're doing this. Yes, I'm going to go do mine as soon as I get off. So that's what I have for you today. That I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to move from suffering into a place of absolute positive decision that's good for you. What you're doing is good for you. Suffering is optional, but overcoming, now that's powerful. Suffering's pitiful. Overcoming is powerful. And you are overcoming all of these things that have come into your life that have been maybe habits for 18 years that you realize you don't have to be a slave to it anymore. And you're making those decisions. So I'm honored to be your guide in this whole thing. And thank you for trusting me with this. We are going to do this. Okay? Love you guys. Thanks for showing up today. And don't forget, Friday is Q&A. So if you want a question answered, support at Saving Dinner. This is how you win the book, by sharing it. If you want to share this video, all you have to do is click on the share button, put it to public, write a little something that says, hey, come on in, be a part of my community. We're doing some amazing things over here, whatever you want to say. And I will see it and I'll pick a winner on Monday. Okay? Thanks for joining me. I will see you for tea at 3 o'clock. Love you guys. Bye. Here comes the magic wand.